Hi there, this is James Valvis, and I have a special treat for you today. Usually on this channel, I read my own work, and while I like doing that, I thought it would be great if I could also add the work of other writers, because there are many writers out there who I just adore and enjoy reading, and I would like to share them with you. The few people who come to this channel, hopefully more will come eventually, and these videos will be seen by more people. But his name is Matt Borczon, and he is an incredible author. He's just one of my favorites in the small press today. The work he does is powerful, it's extremely impactful. Anyone who reads his stuff is just blown away, and with good reason, because it's just incredible stuff. Matt is a nurse, a Navy nurse in the military, and he's been to uh, battle in the Afghanistan theater, maybe Iraq too. I'm not sure about that, but definitely Afghanistan. And he's seen people terribly injured, and he's seen the people who have died, and those experiences come through in his work. He lives in Erie, Pennsylvania, with his wife and 4 children, and he is a martial arts student, and I believe he's a black belt. He's appeared in a couple of movies that I know of, and he's just a great guy all around. Terrific guy. To know Matt is to like him. I just don't know anybody who doesn't like the guy. So let's see. What else do I want to say? When I think of what makes a great writer, or what will in time make a great writer, I think you could tell such a person by how, not how well he um, is writing at the time, or how well he's how well he focuses on his own work. But I think really, if you look at how somebody focuses on somebody else's work, are they passionate about poetry? Not their own poetry, because most people are passionate about their own stuff. But are they passionate about the art? Are they passionate about poetry and about other people's work? And do they look at that and they take delight in the work and even the successes of other people? Those people who can do that and who feel that and who live that almost always turn out to be excellent artists. I mean, obviously, you have to have some talent backing that, but love of the art and love of the art overall, not just your own, but overall, is a great way to tell if somebody's going to be a good or great artist. And Matt has this in spades. I don't know anybody who is more excited about poetry in general than Matt. He is just an incredibly supportive guy when it comes to other people's work, not just mine, which he is with my work, but he's supportive across the board with just about everybody he knows, and and I admire that. He's actually better at it than I am. I wish I could have more time to immerse myself in the work of other writers, because that's really, I find that more enjoyable than dealing with my own stuff. So Matt has had real experiences in life. He's an MFA poet. He's a little bit raw. There's times when I think I might move a line here or there, or when I think a word could be a better word or a tighter word or a more descriptive word. And there are times when I would wish those lines were a little longer, so that you can get the fuller, deeper workings of his mind. But in general, these are all petty um, criticisms about his stuff, because it's just, his work is amazing, and it really touches you. You cannot be not blown away when you read his stuff, because it comes from a real place. It comes from real experience, real hard earned pain and love. And let me tell you something: you cannot write a poem unless you are deeply in love with people. You just can't do it. I mean, you'll run out. You'll start for a little while, and then ultimately the bitterness will take hold, and you just will. you'll just stop, because the cynicism will not allow you to continue the art. And so you even see some great artists, they write for a while and they flame out. Baudelaire was like that. He wrote for a while and then he went and traded slaves or whatever he did. You won't see that happen with Matt, because there's a deep love of people there, and sometimes that deep love of people comes through his pain. Because if you really love people and you're seeing them blown to bits on some theater in Afghanistan, that comes out as pain. It doesn't come out as roses are red, violets are blue. And so Matt is an incredible guy. He's an incredible spirit, and I'm going to read 3 of his poems today, and I really hope that you enjoy them. They're not long, that's why I'm reading 3. So I hope that you'll take away from this a love for his work or an appreciation for his work, and you'll go forth and find more of his stuff, and hopefully buy his books and publish his poems, because they're deserving. They really are. Okay, let's begin reading Matt Borczon's poetry. The first poem I'd like to read is from his book Ghost Train, and it's the first poem in the book, and it's a terrific poem. I'm really looking forward to reading it here. I hope I do it justice. It's called Goodbye. Goodbye by Matt Borczon. The first time I left for Fort Jackson, Mark's girlfriend was crying so hard you'd think it was him going instead of me. And I remember you were pissed that she was there since we left, the kids at home, so I could leave fast, break clean, hopefully be on the plane before reality set in. But instead, she cried like a baby, or the manic depressive she was, while I shifted uncomfortably from foot to foot, not sure what to say to you, and less sure what you should say to me. Goodbye seemed too thin, but now I wish I would have said it, considering how much of me never made it home. The previous 2 poems were published in Ghost Train. This poem was published in Battle Lines, and I wanted to include it because it's a brief poem, and I don't think I'd be doing Matt's poetry justice if I only included his slightly longer poems. Many of Matt's poems are very brief, almost haiku length, which is wonderful. A poem, its main attribute, I believe, as compared to prose, is compression. You're able to pack a big punch in a very short period of time. That is the beauty of modern poetry, because it's done away with a lot of tropes like rhyme and meter and all that kind of stuff. So compression is one of the main virtues and main purposes of modern poetry. And so I pulled this poem from his book Battle Lines. It's called In the by Matt Borczon. In the time it takes to smoke a cigarette, I relive a year of war. This was James Valvis reading the wonderful poetry of Matt Borczon. I hope you enjoyed this. I certainly did. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share this poem. Please share the poems. Share them far and wide. And God bless you. And God bless all our veterans. The second poem that I'm going to read is one of my favorites by Matt. I love the play on the word kind at the end, and I love the return of it and the reversal of it. It's really quite well put together poem. It's very technically sound and very powerful as well. A Kind Person by Matt Borczon. In Kuwait, 2 weeks from home, I hear the word compassion fatigue for the first time in my life. After all, you have seen, you may just be too tired to care about people for a while. We were advised to sleep a lot and watch movies, decompress before we head home, and remember, you may not be able to be a kind person for a while. 5 years later, and I am still not a kind person. Not any kind of person.